Taha. I'm 21 years old and I'm currently a college student. During my spare time, I like to play basketball, but I could also bring your phone back to life. If you break your phone, I could fix it within an hour at your home, at your office, at a coffee shop, anywhere that's convenient for you. I've always been a tinkerer. I've taken apart gaming systems, laptops. I took apart a TV once. When I was around like 13 years old, I took apart a phone. It was the Motorola Razr, so at that time it was the phone to have. But I didn't know how to put it back together. When I was in high school, I started working at a repair shop, and my first thought when looking at somebody fixing a phone, I was like, that's something I would never be able to do. My first successful repair was the iPhone 4. I took it apart and put it back together. The first time took me an hour and a half. I eventually got to the point where it took me 20 minutes. I went from just fixing cracked screens to replacing cameras, side buttons, pretty much anything wrong with the phone. Professionally, I've been fixing phones for about 5 years. I've logged over 2,000 repairs. Here we have the battery, the vibrate motor, the rear camera. This is the motherboard, which is pretty much the brain of the phone, the loudspeaker, the charging port, and one of our ancient relics, the headphone jack. Everyone has a crazy story of how their screen cracked. People dropping it down an elevator shaft. I had somebody that was in a gym and dropped a dumbbell on it. Just when you think you've heard it all, there's always a new story. Just this morning I had a customer call. She was in the shower and she dropped her phone and I was like, who uses their phone in the shower? One of my colleagues had a customer one time who was driving and he was sending a Snapchat. He rear-ended the car in front of him. The phone flies out the window, lands on the pavement, screen is shattered in a million pieces. My colleague goes to repair the device and the kid is back up and snapping. The moral of the story is don't snap and drive. I really wouldn't call this a job, I would call it a hobby because I enjoy doing it. It takes me to so many cool places. So I've been to museums, ballparks, I've been on top of skyscrapers, been on movie sets, photo shoots, and I get to meet very interesting people. I've fixed phones for models, photographers, actors, athletes, presidential candidates. Just by looking at this small little cable, you have a lot of components attached to it. You have a microphone attached here, that's the gold part. You have the proximity sensor, and then you have the front camera. One of my top customers is actually one of the top 10 heart surgeons in the United States. And he breaks his phone every other month, or sometimes 2-3 times in a month. A guy like him, he doesn't have the time to go to a shop, have it repaired, it's gonna take a few hours. Fixing his phone and knowing that I was able to get his life back in order, it makes me feel really happy. At least if I know I need heart surgery, I know who to go to. And once the two screws are in, we're going to power the device on, and voila. The best thing is if the customer has a broken phone, you put it back together and the look on their faces, they have that big smile. I mean, that in itself is reward. Before and after. Nobody needs this no more. Here you go.